What's up, guys? Pensentiality 505 here. Well, Lionel has done it again. They released the 2024 Volume 2 catalog, and we're going to go over it. Just like when I did with the 2024 Volume 1 catalog, I'm just going to go over my personal highlights because a lot of people are already going over the entire catalog. So I'm just going to go over my personal highlights and what I think about them. So with that being said, let's get right to it. The first item that I want to talk about are the Vision Line GG1s, and specifically this Conrail one that you see on the first page of the Vision Line section. I think this looks really good, and I hope that when Lionel does make them, that they get the blue correct, because Lionel's kind of hit or miss with their blues. They're usually either spot on or they're just completely wrong. So I really hope they do the blue correctly. The next item I want to talk about are the Penn Central GG1s, and man, do they look good, and I really wish I could get them. I think they did a good job with these, and I do like the corresponding cars that you can get for them. I like that they kind of mismatched them, just like in what you would have seen in real life. They look good. I like how some of them have the black Penn Central logo in the middle. Some of them don't. And same with the roofs. Some of them have silver roofs. The other have black roofs. The next ones I want to talk about are actually on the next page over. This is the Amtrak set with the Saving War Bonds GG1. I like this GG1, and I think it's an interesting paint scheme. Yes, it's all black, but I think the Saving Bonds logo on the side is pretty neat. And I like that they did a kind of rainbow era set of passenger cars that you can get. As some of you may know, when Amtrak first started, they inherited a lot of old passenger cars, and so of course the paint schemes didn't all match yet. So that's what's called the rainbow era. And I like that they emulated that with these passenger cars that you can get to go along with this engine. The next thing I want to talk about is the American Railroads GG1 and its set of passenger cars. And man, there are a lot of cars on offer here. I think this is a really good looking set overall. I like the blue, and yeah, it's cool. I actually never knew this train existed until seeing this. So I think they did a pretty good job with it. The next thing I want to talk about is this GG1 freight set. I think this is a cool set, and you get some good bang for your buck here. You get a GG1, a Vision Line GG1, and a bunch of freight cars for it. And I do really like that Timken boxcar and the Pennsylvania boxcar at the back there. I think they look really cool. Next I want to talk about, turning the page again, is this post-war inspired GG1 set. And this is another set that I really, really wish I could get. I really like that they inspired the GG1 off the 2332, and I like that the cars are based off the old Madison passenger cars. And I like the new cars that you can get along with it, the Santa Clara, the Chesterfield, and the Concorde. But I think Lionel kind of missed an opportunity with the observation car. Instead of naming it Concorde, they should have named it Sager Place, because on the back in, I think, 2008, they released a observation car that you can get to go along with your original Madison cars, and it was called Sager Place. So I really think they should have named the observation car Sager Place instead of Concorde. What I want to talk about next is the Lionel Lines set here. I like this a lot too. I like that the passenger cars are kind of based off the Super Speedliner cars. And I like that they have the 2340 number on the GG1. I do think though that they should have on the number plates on the side, they should have done the names of the original Super Speedliner cars, like Silver Bluff, Silver Cloud, stuff like that. They should have done that instead of just numbers. But I do think it's kind of neat that they did a Legacy on the one aluminum 2-pack and Odyssey on the observation car, the 4-pack. And I don't get why they just put dining car on the diner. I think they could have come up with a more creative name there. I next want to talk about the Penn Central Heritage Unit. This is one of the Norfolk Southern Heritage units that they did, and I like the Penn Central Heritage Unit. I think it's obviously my favorite of the Norfolk Southern Heritage units, along with the Pennsylvania Heritage Unit. But yeah, I think they did a pretty good job with this. It looks very sharp. I also want to talk about the Ferromex SD70. To my knowledge, this is the first Ferromex item that we've seen in O-Gauge, and I think this is based off their new design that they're doing with Ferromex. So I think that's pretty cool and shows that they're kind of, going off what's going on in the real world. I next want to talk about the Sea Liners, and specifically this Canadian National one. I think this is cool, and I like that they did kind of their early diesel scheme with the green and the yellow. I think that looks good. I also really like this Canadian Pacific Sea Liner. I think that looks really cool. And of course, I got to mention the Pennsylvania Sea Liner. I like how they did this, and I like that they added the train phone antenna at the top there. Next are the Alcos, and I like these Alcos a lot. I think they're cool. I like the New Haven Alcos. I like it's not really a scheme you see very often, so I think it's pretty cool that they're representing that paint scheme. And of course, I think the Southern Pacific looks sharp, and as well as the rest of them, they all look sharp. And I also saw that they brought back the nickel plate limited Alcos. I know Eric Siegel did a review on those a few years back, and I think these Alcos look great, and I think it's pretty cool that they're bringing them back. Lionel is also doing a set of SW1s, and I think they have a pretty good lineup. I like this Cargill one a lot, and I also really like the Manufactured Junction SW1. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't make the Penn Central 8505 though. That I wish they did that. And if I was able to do a custom run, I would do a custom run making the Penn Central 8505 because it is an SW1. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the SD40-2s. Lionel, I see, is continuing with the Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western addiction that they have as of recently, so of course they do that, and I actually think it looks pretty good. It's I like that they kind of, with this one, they kind of deviated from the pink. You could still see the pink in the pink stripes in there and whatnot, but it's not all pink like the rest of them. They also have this interesting Reading and Northern paint scheme, which I think looks pretty good. I like this blue color a lot. And then they also have this VMV SD40-2. I think this looks pretty cool. I have no idea what the VMV is, but I see that there is a NREX on the cab, so I assume this is probably a leasing unit. It looks pretty good, though. And then going on to the Steam section, they're bringing back the Y6Bs, and I think these look cool, and I like that they have road-specific details. They also have these fictional liveries for the Y6Bs, which I think look pretty cool. I like the Pennsylvania one and the Great Northern ones a lot. Next up are the Mountains, and they have a good selection of Mountains this time around. I like the Seaboard, the Southern, and the Texas and Pacific a lot. I think they all look really good, especially the Southern. I don't know why, but I really like the Southern paint scheme in general with the green. Then on to the Heavy Mikados. I like the Great Northern a lot. I like as you guys may notice, I really like steam engines that are painted in something other than black. Yes, a black steam engine looks really good, but I like having color as well. I think it's neat to have a steam engine that's something other than black. I do really like this N&W King Cole set. This set is cool. And you get a ton of hoppers in this set. So if you really want to make a big coal drag, this is the set to get. The New Haven Mountain set, I think... No, New Haven Minuteman, sorry. This set above here, I think, looks really cool. And I like the State of Maine boxcar that they got there. Next up are the N5 cabooses. I really like the Penn Central caboose, and I like this Pennsylvania War Bonds caboose as well. I think the War Bonds caboose, anything that like promotes War Bonds, I think is cool because it was kind of a sign of the times then. They also have another Penn Central caboose, which I also think looks really nice. And yeah. Then we have these boxcars, most of them Pennsylvania. And out of the boxcars, the two that I like the most are the Pennsylvania Merchandise Service car and, of course, the Penn Central boxcar. I like the Penn Central paint scheme in general, so it's kind of obvious that I am going to like that. Next are the heavy-duty flat cars and the 8,000-gallon tank cars. And I really like what they're doing with these AEC cars. I like how with the heavy-duty flat car, it glows in the dark. And then with the 8,000-gallon tank car for the AEC, it has a liquid load inside that you can actually see. A new thing that you'll see kind of later on as we go along is that they're now making these 8,000-gallon tank cars that have these windows on the top so you can see what's inside. So I think that's pretty cool that they're doing that. I think that's a neat concept. Then they are bringing back hotbox reefers. And my two favorites out of the hotbox reefers are the Great Northern and the Atlantic Coastline. I think they're really good looking. And I think the hotbox reefers in general are really cool because they make sounds and whatnot. They don't just make sounds, but they have like a flickering red light on one of the trucks and then smoke comes out to simulate a hotbox. And I think that's really cool that they do that. And I want to get one at some point. Then we have these ribside reefers, or not ribside reefers, ribside boxcars. And they're all for the Milwaukee Road. I like the one with the yellow band, and I think the one with the orange door is really cool because it has roof hatches on the top. So I think that's pretty cool. And then we have these 4-bay covered hoppers. The weathered and the graffitied ones I think look really, really cool. And I think Lionel should do more weathered cars because it makes it look more realistic. Not every car on the railroad is shiny and new. So I think these are cool, and yeah, definitely a must if you're doing a lot of modern railroading. Then going on to the Lion Chief stuff, they have another addition to the Lion Master series, these J3A Hudsons. Apparently these are brand new, so I think these look really cool. I like I really like the Pacemaker paint scheme. I think the Pacemaker paint scheme is just a good paint scheme in general, so I think this is really cool. The GP38s are neat. I like this CSX one with the, looks like it's supposed to be a hybrid, so I think that's really cool. I also like the Ohio Central one, too. This one's also really cool. The Canadian Pacific one's also really sharp. And then after that, this is what I believe is the first CPKC item to ever be made in O scale. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But we have this CPKC Maxi Stack set with a, what is it? It's a ET44 at the head end there, and then three Maxi Stack cars with a fourth add-on one that you can get. I think this is neat. I still think CPKC isn't the greatest name. I think they could have done something better. But yeah, overall, I think it's neat. But yeah, those are really my personal highlights in this catalog. I think they did okay with this catalog this time around. I don't think it hit as heavy as the Volume 1 catalog, but I think they did pretty good overall, though. I like that they added a new engine to the Lion Master series, which I really, really think the Lion Master series needs to be more prevalent. Because us guys who don't have big 072 curves on their layout want big steam. So I think I think they should do that. And my one thing with this catalog, yes, there's a lot of really cool items, but I think the Lion Chief section was kind of thin this time around. I think semi-scale really needs to be more focused on. But with that, that's my catalog review. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. This is going to be Penn Central 8505 out.